So risk is inherent because all these actions or all these corporate functions or financial management functions are future looking. Now I can say that this is going to be my profit, but I'm not sure whether that is going to be my profit or not. There can be fluctuations. I'm telling that my market price for a commodity X or material X is going to be this, but that is in future. So I really do not know that actually when I go to market and buy it, whether that will be my price or not. So there is an element of risk and there is an element of return. But managers, what they do, they actually go for a trade-off between this risk and return. And by doing this trade-off means sort of balancing. By doing this balancing or trade-off, they resort to the market value of the firm. So by taking all these actions, what their goal actually, the financial management is to increase the market value of the firm. Now this market value concept is explained in different ways, like increasing the value of shareholders of the firm. Shareholders means owners. Increasing the profit or maximizing the profit of the firm. But in nutshell, what they mean actually by all these actions in financial management is to increase the market value of the firm. Now what is the relation between accounting and finance? By now we have sort of understood the difference. Accounting is recording or mere scorekeeping, right? So whatever has happened in past, I'm just recording that. Whereas in finance, every decision I'm taking, that is looking into future, and my objective is that how do I maximize my valuation of the firm. Accounting is accrual because when I make a sale, then I record it as a sale irrespective of the fact that whether cash has arrived to my pocket or not. So basically accounting follows the accrual system of recording the transaction. But in financial management, cash is king, right? So unless and until we value cash more than anything. So unless and until cash has arrived to the business, we will not record it or we will not consider this. It is not just mere documentation. It is basically, in nutshell, it's a cash management in a different way. uh, Accounting records all past things. So naturally something has happened and then you are recording it. Moreover, accounting is bit conservative, so some possible loss is there, so accounting records that today as a loss. So accounting is quite certain, it works on certainty factor. But by the discussion you must have understood that finance works on uncertainty, because finance is future looking. Standing today, I'm actually planning for future. So the essential nature of finance is uncertainty. I will cover up certain forms of the business. These are certain forms, primarily forms of the business, but the financial management that applies to all forms of the business but suits best in company form of the business. Now, this sole proprietorship, partnership, and cooperative society and this company, there is a basic difference. Sole proprietorship means one single owner, partnership means they are working in partners, and cooperative society means whoever are part of the business, they all are owners of the business. The basic part of these, the commonality of these three things are that these owners can take part into this business. But in case of a company, there are two types of owners. There is a division in owners. One is called promoter owner and other is called non-promoter owner. So suppose in case of a Tata company, right, say Ratan Tata Trusts or Ratan Tata or their family members, they are the promoter owners. So they can take part into business, they can go to the office, they can take decisions, they can be part of the board of directors, etc. But if you buy a share of the Tata company, you also become an owner, but you cannot take part in the business because you are a non-promoter owner. So both are owners, but if you consider the rights of the owners, then obviously promoter owners enjoy more control on the business, but non-promoter owners actually do not enjoy any control on the business. So that is why there is a certain requirement of regulations that has to be followed in case of a company. That is true in case of accounting also, that is true in case of financial management also. So financial management essentially fits into these kind of business where there can be large number of non-promoter owners and they have certain interest in the business but they cannot take part in the business, and in these kind of situations basically financial management tools come handy. Okay, so if you see the functions of a corporate finance, finance functions in the corporate, then it is better to see the structure for any company setup. I told you in the last slide that it works better in a company setup. Any company, at the means at the top, there are board of directors, and there is a chairman of the board of directors who is a managing director also sometimes, or chairman can be a different person, and MD or CEO can be a different person. So this is the top structure of a company. So board of directors, chairman, and MD and CEO, sometimes these two can merge together. Then they have certain wings, right? Certain operational part of the business. There are general manager in marketing, there can be general manager in finance, there can be general manager in production. Normally the head of finance is called chief finance officer or chief financial officer. Now finance functions are elaborated here. These two definitely is not of our interest. Now in finance functions we have basically two broad categories. One is the treasury and one is the accounting. In accounting you are a bit familiar with, like there are tax managers, there are cost accounting managers, there are financial accounting managers, there are data processing managers, and they actually resort to the accounting part. They produce the statements, balance sheet, income statements, cash flow statement. They produce these statements. They go for internal audit, they go for auditing, they go for taxation of the company. So these are the accounting part of a corporate. And there is another portion which are called treasury. So treasury is they deal with the cash management, they deal with the credit management, they deal with the capital expenditure decisions, like at the beginning we have explained what is capital budgeting decision. They deal with the financial planning decision. Naturally this portion is much larger in terms of manpower. This portion is much smaller and sophisticated, you can say, in terms of manpower also, and this is quite they belong to quite near to the top management, because they deal with certain top level decisions of the company, and it is not day-to-day functions of the company. Obviously cash management is a day-to-day function of a company, but that is a very important part of the company's finance department. So if I just sum up these functions, then some of these functions, then we have two broad categories. One is treasury. So I have a treasurer and I have certain persons who are called controller. So what treasurers actually do, they obtain finance, they maintain relationship with banks, they go for cash management, they go for credit administration like collections, and they go for capital budgeting. On the other hand, on the accounting part, what controllers do, they go for financial accounting, that is simple recording of the transaction. They go for auditing, internal auditing. They manage taxation matters, they manage management accounting matters. Now these treasury functions are not the only functions of financial manager today. If you consider the financial managers, then their functions are much more broader. The role of financial manager in any company, in any country, are much more broader. So they go for treasury operations, that is the primary thing, that is the primary one. But apart from these treasury operations, there are certain plus additions. They go for investment planning, they go for financial structure, that means whether to go for debt capital or equity capital, they go for foreign exchange, they go for investor communication, they go for management control, they go for this investor communication means whatever profit you are making, you are actually communicating to the investor community, that is non-promoters of the company who are the owners. So this is a very important part. So the broad areas of the financial management is much more broader. In the next video we will discuss certain questions and certain MCQs. Thank you.